I want to make a video of these headers. These are, let me get these out here and I'll lay them out so you can see them. Get them out of the box. These are the up and forward turbo headers that CX Racing on eBay sells. They're stainless steel. As you can see, it's multiple cuts and pie cuts, but all of the joints are welded really nice. All of this in here is welded really nice. Of course, it's a 3/8 thick flange. The holes are a little elongated, so you have some movement. They're square ports, which he'll say that you can't use these on round port heads. Well, I got news for him. I've used these headers on a round port, D port, square port, it don't matter. If you use the right gasket that goes with the header, and you shouldn't have any issues. And the trick that I do is I take a little high temp silicone and put on both sides, not much, you don't need much. And I tighten these up and I'll let them set overnight before I start the engine. But yeah, all of the welds are nice. There's nothing gobbed up or gooped up or looks like a chicken shit, across there for a weld. Pardon my language, but that's just what some of them look like sometimes. 3-inch V-band on each end. They're 2-inch tube. Now, he says on his website you can't run these with a tall valve cover. Now, if it's a square-edged valve cover like most tall ones are, no, you can't. But if you have a slant top valve cover, where the two outer edges of the valve cover are cut at like an angle, most of them will still clear these. Okay? And then my buddy did something, I don't know if I've ever seen it done before, but he had a pair of valve covers he really, really loved. He has a set of these headers. And what we did, and people might call this dumb or what, but, you do what you got to do, is he added an extra flange to them. He got another flange cut, duplicated this flange that the man uses when he builds these, and added it to this, which give him another 3/8 of an inch of clearance. And it spaced the header out away from the head. And he had the guy TIG weld that flange to this flange in certain spots, like a stitch weld, and it works fine. They've been on there all last summer, no leaks or anything. So, which with them being stitch weld, I thought they might leak in between. But once they were tightened down, and there wasn't no issue. But this is the driver's header. As you can see where it exits. This is the front of the engine. So I guess it's designed back far enough so if you have your alternator up here, it won't be a fitment issue for it. But with an elbow and turn, you probably would be into an alternator. Here's the passenger header. Now, we bought a set of these and put on another guy that I'm friends with. We put him on his S10, big block swapped S10. Now, his truck is nitrous truck for a power adder. These are intended for a turbo. All we do is get a V-band collector and we just put front exit exhaust on his truck. There's no issue with the hood fitting. They don't stick up that high. But, if you're looking for a set of headers that are going to go up, to get away from your steering, to get away from everything else, you can mount your alternator down low on either side of the engine. There's enough room in an S10 to do it with a big block. Allen Grove makes some awesome alternator brackets, power steering brackets, that work really well on big block stuff. But these are $540. Okay, yeah, he sells on eBay, but these are not built like those eBay Chinese headers. And I'll show you, I'll make another video when I go out to put these on, because we're going to test fit them with the engine that's in the truck now. to see what kind of clearance I've got for my master cylinder on the driver's side. That's the only thing I'm concerned with. But since we're going to manual brakes, I don't think I'll have an issue. And make sure that then the new engine also showed up today from my engine builder. And we'll make I'm in trouble getting up. I'll make an uncrating video of the engine when we get ready to take it out of the box. I unloaded it, and it's sitting up here under the porch, and I got a tarp over it right now. And you'll see who I bought my engine from. It's one of the more commercially, I guess, seen engine builders. Just say the first part of it starts with an R, the last part of the name starts with an M. So that's who I went through. And I'm not going to say how big it is yet. I'll do that when I get ready. But these are actually, $540. Okay, the headers I've used in the past are the Patriots. You can get away with the H8012s or 13s, but you have a little fitment issue on the driver's side where the motor mount and the header come in contact with each other, and the frame behind the motor mount. Sanderson makes a set for a 55 to 57 Chevy that I've been told will work. They're just a generic block hugger header set for a 55 to 57 Chevy with a big block Chevy engine, and they'll work. They look similar to mine, but the ones I originally used, the passenger headers for a first-gen Camaro, mid-length or Clipster style header, whatever you can call it, shorty header. The driver's header is just a generic big block Chevy block hugger that dumps in and tight in front of the oil filter, or where the oil filter screws onto the block. But we're using them on his nitrous motor and just run the exhaust up, took it down and out the front of the fender in front of the front wheels using these headers. Now, the downside to them is they're bare stainless. They're going to throw heat. So I'm either going to wrap these with header wrap, which I don't like to do because header wrap will make headers heat will destroy them from the inside out. Or I'm going to take them up and have them cleaned, professionally cleaned, and have them ceramic coated to help reduce the temperature. So I've got a place here locally that'll high temp coat them just about any color I want, including pink. And I'll have them go up and have them ceramic coat them. I'm probably just going to go black. I don't like the silver ceramic coat. And the paint scheme this time around on the engine, everything's going to be done in like a gunmetal gray and black and then plain aluminum. There's going to be no green on the motor, no orange, none of that, no blue. But we're going to test fit them again on the old engine that's in the truck that's still running and driving, and see how they set in there against the firewall, and everything. And then I'm going to fit them to the new engine and make sure they do not hit the valve covers, because I spent a lot of money for this engine. I really want to keep the valve covers that come on it. They're slant top, they're sheet metal aluminum, and I'd like to keep them. And if I can't run a short valve cover on this new engine if I wanted to, because of the fact that with the rocker setup that's on the heads and stud girdles and everything that's on there, I can't do it. So if they don't fit, we're going to have to dimple a tube or something to get some clearance. But that's them. Like I said, they're nice. The guy does a good job. I'll give him that. And they're meant for a Chevelle, but for a big block header, 2-inch tube, that side you're a little more forgiving on any vehicle. The passenger side, and that's why it's up a little higher and a little further forward. I don't know why he just didn't duplicate this one. This one is so nice and compact. It's really, really nice the way he did it. I don't know why he just didn't do this one the same way. I really don't. And just duplicated them. But they work. So, a couple of you guys that emailed me, I'll send you pictures of these in an email to you. I think 3 guys that emailed me wanting to know how they worked, how they fit, and so forth. And another thing I might do is, for all you guys that watch my channel, what few of you that do, when I take the headers off the truck now, they're stainless. They are 2 headers from 2 different pair. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video and put up, everyone that comments, I'm going to take your name, throw it in a jar. I'm going to let my 2-year-old grandson, I'll mix them up. I'm going to let him pull the name out, and whoever I pull, I'll send them to you free of charge. I'll pay to ship them, and I'll just give them to whoever I pull their name. That's not set in stone yet, but, and pass them on to somebody else that can use them. So, that engine's going in my Sun City 1500. We've already got a set of full-length headers for that. So, it makes it easier to put exhaust on that way. But that's them. There they are. So, not everything on eBay is crap, guys. There's some good legit sellers on eBay that sell stuff, you know, and somebody making these by hand. I mean, I don't mind paying $540 for them. So, go to Stainless Works, go to some of these other places and try to buy a set of headers to fit something. Especially that'll work on an S10 with a big old fat block in it. You know, I think these would honestly work on a buddy's 54 Chevy pickup that's got a big block in it, sitting on an S10 chassis. I think these would work for him. He'd just have to snake his exhaust around and back out. But there you go. Later.